Well, a long history obviously gives us a background to an artist, so we know what their work's like, we know what stage they are in their career, and we have some idea with where they might take a project. That's not going to negate somebody who's just, comes off the side of the road that we've never heard of before, but has, a fantastic idea, and we can see a thought process that's solid, we can see a contextually solid idea, and we can see that they have the means or the support mechanism or the other creatives around them to deliver that idea.
I think it would be disingenuous to say that we're not looking for a company or an artist that's gone out of their way to reassure that they can actually deliver the project. That certainly gets looked at. I'm quite sure that the fund would make suggestions if that was lacking somewhere. You'd say to a company, we can't quite see the evidence that you can produce this because you've never done it before, and you're not telling us. If you've never done things before, it's actually good to say how you're going to achieve this, and to have a producer on board, for instance, is always a really good idea, somebody that's actually going to put the nuts and bolts together, because there is potentially a lot of money available here, and one's not going to just throw that away without there being some level of accountability. But again, that's only the backup. That's the second rung of things. The first rung of things is the great idea, and I suppose some demonstration that you can do what you say. And it's hard to know how you present that on paper, or a DVD's not possible, but there has to be some way, if we've never heard of somebody, to find out what they're like. Because our first instinct when we're offering something by somebody that we've never heard of would be sort of to ring up each other and say, have you ever heard of, or try and find out evidence of what's done before, or if it's new, what is the mentoring or advisory or guidance process that you'll go through. So I think a long track record is not necessary, but if that's not there, then there's got to be some other way of determining how you're going to go about this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a burden and a blessing of receiving this kind of investment resource. And what you want to make sure is that the burden doesn't overwhelm, because the artistic maturity of that vision or that idea, or the commitment to it, or the self-honesty to say, I know this idea is the thing, but it's like what you're saying, but I have to get at least these three people, because these are skills I don't have. Versus sometimes the naiveness of the first thing out of the gate is, I can do it all, and that's only enough to get you hopelessly stuck. And the last thing you want to do is have your, sort of sense of desire snapped out right as you're getting out of the gate. So it really is that thing of a track record gives us a sense that somebody has a sustained vision and a sustained practice. And if the idea is coming out of the most emergent sector or company or artist, it's that they're committed enough to making that idea succeed that they're going to pull in the skills that they don't have, which is an admission of weakness in area, but who cares? Admit it and get going.
With certain festivals, it's a showcase of what something is, what a particular city or a region is extremely accomplished at. I mean, this is sort of, I guess, a showcase of possibility, and that that's what it'll do. Over a number of years, it'll go, look, here are all the possibilities. At the same time, I don't think it's necessarily focused towards just emerging artists and supporting practice at an early stage. It is a showcase of sorts, but it is a showcase of kind of artists at an accomplished level, really kind of just pushing their own boundaries.